Afternoon, a very warm welcome to this broadcast. My name is Grace Josephine and TV47 Newsfeed begins right now. A police officer was this morning found shot dead inside his car in Nakuru. Confirming the incident, Nakuru County Police Commander Joseph Tunoi said that they have launched investigations into the killing of a 28-year-old police constable identified as John Ongweno, who was attached to the Nakuru Central Police Station. Ongweno's girlfriend, Caroline Kangongo, who is also a police officer, has since gone missing. Preliminary investigations revealed that the officer was shot on the right side of the head and bled to death, with police recovering one empty cartridge at the scene.
We woke up with an incident whereby one of our officers was found in the vehicle dead. Right now, we are trying to investigate and come to the root of the cause of the death, because we cannot say it's a suicide, but what we suspect, someone has done it because the Windows driver has been splashed with a stone to access the officer in the vehicle.
Moving on, the country's top tourism marketer, Kenya Tourism Board, or KTB, has intensified its efforts to market Kenya to the rest of Africa by targeting key source markets in the region. KTB Corporate Affairs Manager Wausi Walia said that the aim is to solely increase arrivals at a time when global tourism is reeling from the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. Walia, who represented KTB CEO Dr. Betty Radia, was speaking at a special cocktail to 15 travel and tour operators from Uganda, Rwanda and Ethiopia who have been on a week-long product sampling in Kenya's popular tourist destinations. Travel experts stated that tourism numbers on the continent have grown at a rate of 8.6% over the past years as compared to a global average of 7%.
It's only about 60 million. Is that fair? What is our population as a continent? What is our population as a continent? It goes into billions, isn't it? So looking inward and looking at the African market, we realize that this for us is an extremely important market. Where are Ugandans? Always leading in terms of the numbers that come into the country. Ugandans, I know, love our beaches. They like to bring their weddings here.
I had experienced an all-inclusive resort before, but my colleagues were very excited because of how it was all-inclusive and so many pools and so much entertainment. And we kept wishing there were more than 24 hours in a day. That was amazing. As we were sitting there, we literally got to discussing as a team how many groups we could convert to come there, because now, with COVID, there's just so many things that have been moved around. So we actually discussed quite a number of destination weddings that we could take there.
So we don't have that kind of opportunities, the beaches and around. So the potential in Ethiopia is, very good. And most people, they want to come to Mombasa. But what I see is that now Kenya has a lot. The wildlife and the history is more to sell than this because that's what we know before. So we've seen a lot here in the market.
On to matters farming. Farmers in Kirinyaga are set to benefit from the construction of 4 new agricultural products aggregation centers to serve in their different value chains in the county. Agriculture CEC Jacqueline Njogu has said that the new aggregation centers are aimed at easing collection of commodities from the farmers to central areas where they can be properly handled before they are taken to other market areas and export markets. She noted that the main beneficiaries of the new markets that are under construction are farmers in Githore, Gathoge, Karomandi and Makutano, who are avocado and tomato farmers.
The projects in our market areas, we are constructing 4 new markets, or what we call aggregation centers. We have one in Githore market, Kadhoge Market, Karumande Market and Makutano Market to serve in the different value chains in Kirinyaga. And the reason why we are doing this is because we want to ease collection of commodities from our farmers to centralized areas where they can be properly handled because before they are taken to other markets or before they are taken to the export market.
Soko ya kwanza ya nyanya. Ukiangalia nyanya zinauziwa pale kwa barabara. So na in terms of revenue collection itatusaidia sababu itakuwa kama gated. So kila mtu akiingia na nyanya yake atakuwa akilipa. Ile ya barabara tunasumbuka sana. Saa zingine tunaambiwa hameni, tunataka kujenga barabara lakini itatusaidia sana na economy ya Kirinyaga itakuwa na itapanuka.
Na vile watu hawakuwa ni wakulima, vitu yao wakulima walikuwa wanapeleka Embu. Sasa zile pesa walikuwa na wanapata pesa ndogo wakienda kwa sababu ya transport. Sasa wakiwa watakuwa wanaleta vitu yao hapa ni kuonekana watapata pesa. Sasa watakuwa watu wanajimudu mzuri kimaisha yao.
Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i has announced that the security sector is well prepared to oversee a peaceful electioneering period come next year. Matiang'i says the whole country has been mapped and possible hotspots have been identified throughout the nation. Speaking at the IG's conference that has brought together county and regional police commanders, Matiang'i has asked security officers to deal with perpetrators of hate speech and incitement to violence decisively.
But I want to ask you, my brothers and sisters, you are Kenyans as much as we, your leaders, are, as much as those politicians are. Do not be intimidated and let us not give in to anything that will hurt the stability and security of our country. This is our only home on earth. We have a duty to ensure that this country is stable, is secure, and Kenyans go about their activities. As you all know, this madness is not usually perpetuated by ordinary wananchi, because after all, right now they are going about their activities, they have no problem with anyone, they are in their marketplaces, they are doing their business, they are interacting amongst themselves without a problem. So why should they fight tomorrow and the day after? It's because some desperate politician is inciting them, or some people who have certain challenges and are greed about getting political power are inciting them and they want them to fight. We should never allow this to happen. And I ask you to be firm, be very decisive, and to ensure that the law is followed.
IG that some of these emerging security challenges that come with the season are challenges that you are going to deal with very firmly. We know the season of heckling, the season of incitement is just around the corner, and I hope it will form part of what you people will discuss.
Still on 2022, Kiminini Member of Parliament Chris Wamalwa has opposed a scheme to have the 2022 general elections postponed in favor of constitutional reforms through the Building Bridges Initiative, or BBI, that is faced with a legal hurdle. Boniface Barasa has the details.
Speaking while issuing bursary checks worth cash 35 million shillings for schools within Kiminini constituency at Kiungani Secondary School, Dr. Wamalwa said the country must adhere to the rule of law by respecting the constitutional provision that stipulates that elections should be held next year in August, irrespective of any other constitutional development.
I'm humbly requesting the Kenyans, the politicians and the voters, that whatever decision the Court of Appeal is going to come out with, mimi naomba tukubaliane na hiyo decision. Watu wasiende Supreme Court, kwa sababu tukiendelea mbele we are causing delay, and there are some people somewhere by design they want to take advantage of that delay so that they can postpone the elections from 2022 to 2023.
The legislator also called on the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IBC to gear up for the next year's general polls.
Sasa tunaomba IBC iendelee kuprepare general elections to be held in August 2022. Na iwapo kuna yeyote by design anataka kupostpone the elections to 2023, sisi tunakataa, kwa sababu constitution haikubali na hiyo maneno. You can only postpone elections as per the constitution if there is war.
Wamalwa has also called on President Uhuru Kenyatta to allow churches within counties that are under new COVID-19 restrictions in Western Kenya to resume in-person worship as they adhere to COVID-19 protocols.
Upande wa counties za huku Western, tunaomba makanisa zifunguliwe. Huwezi ukaacha baa inafunguliwa na unafunga kanisa. I'm speaking like this because I've gotten the petition from the pastors from Trans Nzoia County, and I'm going to submit it to the National Assembly.
Churches in Western Kenya and Nyanza are not allowed to have in-person worship due to spike of COVID-19 infections in the region. Boniface Barasa, TV47, Trans Nzoia County.
Moving on, pressure is mounting on Nzoia Sugar Company Director Makoha Wanjala to tender his resignation. Area leaders, farmers and factory workers want Wanjala, who was expelled from office for 3 months, to step aside, poking holes on his leadership skills. The High Court reinstated Baraza weeks after his suspension, a move that has angered stakeholders. Zakaria Baraza of the Bungoma Liberation Movement says under Wanjala's leadership, operations at the sugar company have been paralyzed, impacting negatively on their income.
Sisi tunategemea kilimo ya Nzoia peke yake. Hiyo ndio ng'ombe tunaweza kamua Bungoma peke yake. Tuna kijana wetu ambaye wakati ameingia Nzoia ameambia kila mtu aende apande miwa nuclear. Tulipanda. Hata kupanda au tulipanda. Tukapanda nuclear. Tukalima, tukavuna. Alilipa wakulima? Hakulipa wakulima. Akakata miti zote katika kampuni ya Nzoia. Hakulipa wakulima. Akauza spare parts zote katika miti ya Nzoia. Hakulipa wakulima. Akauza tractor katika miti ya Nzoia. Hakulipa wakulima. Na akauza hata mboga. Hakulipa wakulima. Hiyo ndio sababu uliona nikasema hata kama ni mtoto ni wetu hatutakubali akae Nzoia. Ule mtu anaumia ni mwananchi wa kawaida. Mkulima wa kawaida ndiye anaumia. Sababu ukiangalia watu wanaenda form 1. Wazazi hawana pesa. Wote Bungoma hawana pato mengine. Na ile pesa ya Nzoia imekuliwa. Atalipa na nini? Iko kitu kulipa. Hii sio siasa, hii ni kuambia watu ukweli.
Apate haki yake. Mfanyakazi apate haki yake. Zakaria tuko pamoja mara 100.
13 minutes past the hour, and that report brings us to our first break. Don't go too far away. We'll be right back.
So, did you hear about the farmer who was trying dairy farming? Turns out he didn't have mushroom. Why watch hizo? I know I'm utterly hilarious from my head tomatoes. Nitaachana kudragon na hizi farming jokes basi. I was only trying kukuchekesha. Okay, I'll stop. I know my jokes are not very funny. But I know you'll want to know the different kinds of farming we have here on Kilimo Diaries. Join me, Sandra Wahito, every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. only on TV47.
Hey, now that's hitting the right notes. When life gets boring, we bring out our play. You see, playfulness is in our DNA. It's in the way we move and laugh. It's in the way we walk, the way we rock, and how we just don't stop. You feel me? We add color to everything, to every day and every dish, because the world needs our crazy. We're the different flavors that make life more exciting. We're the ones who add color to every moment. Fanta, color every moment.
Why crocodile inaweza tokea juu. Hiyo sijakula hata unataka nikufe kabla ni. I don't like it. I don't. Miss Kai na hipo ikitokelezea ivuruche simu yangu. No, ni sawa. Those who know me will tell you I'm not a lover of large volumes of water. But for you, we rove the different parts of the country and beyond just to make sure that we bring you the experience. We educate you, we entertain you, and we inform you.
That it's not political. and it can do something.
As we sail the boat of Morning Cafe to enlighten you, entertain you, and inform you every Monday to Friday, only on TV 47.
Munisikize. Kwanza nataka kusema jambo moja. Tumepata mgeni ambaye anaitwa Beatrice, ameingia kwenye kikundi hiki. Mnafurahia? Huyu ndio dada Beatrice. Japo kwa kuna mama tu mmoja anaitwa
The Home of Untold Stories.
Thank you for keeping it TV 47. Kirinyaga Central Member of Parliament Munene Wambugu now says integrity remains one of the top leadership attributes compared to degree qualifications. According to Wambugu, the degree requirement should be blended with integrity to ensure Kenyans get the best leaders in 2022.
Yes.
But basically also the people are saying that leadership is not just about degree, also have a point, because we have seen leaders with a very high level of education, but when we come to leadership, they are not as good as others. So it's a debate which, for me, I'll be pro education. Let us also get leaders who are fairly exposed, fairly enlightened. But let us not just be education alone as the only measure, because also about integrity is very important. Integrity, a leader with integrity.
Moving on, the Missions to Seafarers Center at the Port of Mombasa that celebrated 100 years since its formation in 1921 has appealed to the management of the Kenya Ports Authority to consider allocating land on where the center stands on a permanent basis. Addressing a congregation during the centenary celebration mass held at the center, the center's Central Committee Chairperson, General Retired Samson Mwadhedhe, pleaded with KPA, which owns the land, to allocate them land as opposed to the current leasehold of 30 years. General Mwadhedhe said the Mission to Seafarers Center will continue to offer care for the spiritual and mental well-being of seafarers of all nationalities and faiths, while this is crucial to ensure that the world's oceans and coastlines are safe and in secure hands.
During the pandemic, and we want to reiterate our support to that, and we shall continue doing so. We are very grateful that the Mission to Seafarers in this has remained a steady friend and a partner as we worked around the challenges.
The biggest challenges the Mission to Seafarers has continued to face is that of finance. In 1981, the chairman of the managing committee of the Mission to Seafarers sent a telex to the General Secretary in London advising him that the local committee was of the opinion that the club should be closed. Despite a lot of efforts and proposals put forward to improve the financial situation, the center has continued to experience deficits almost every month. As I conclude, I would like to appeal, especially the Kenya Ports Authority, to consider allocating the land on which the Mission to Seafarers center stands permanently, as opposed to the lease that they give us every 30 years.